Must be a throwaway video.
Sherman, Texas. Sherman Merman?
Sherman. Mike Sherman, Texas.
Sherman Merman? Merman? This is the dude from Bad Santa.
Merman?
Yeah. Sherman Merman.
I don't remember that at all.
Sherman Merman. Your name's Sherman Merman? Yeah.
It was Julia Gulia?
Yeah. Similar boat. Okay. Hello, everybody, and welcome to a nightcap episode here on Milwaukee Beer Review. As always, I'm Josh.
I'm Ross.
And we have got a From the Cellar episode for all of you tonight. Now, these are beers that we acquired way back in 2021 in our amazing beer haul, which you all saw because everyone that watches this channel has seen that episode.
I hope so.
Now, these are 3 beers from 903 Brewing Company out of Sherman, Texas. They do not produce these anymore, as far as I'm aware, at least in these bomber bottles.
Yeah. I think they do still make them when we did a little research beforehand, but I think they're canning them now. But I could be
Canning
completely
now.
wrong.
I'm fairly, though, convinced that these are from 2017.
Yeah.
There are no dates on these bottles. However, we do think they're from 2017. We are recording this in August of 2022.
You're looking at a watch for that?
Oh, it's just a natural reaction, which is a long time, right?
Yeah.
That is at least 5 years that we have to expect.
And I'm just going to be honest, there's some concerns with these
There are
beers.
some concerns.
I mean,
There were some oddities. So we got these in that weird beer haul.
Yeah.
This middle one actually had like duct tape on it.
Yeah. And
I
these
think-
two were filled like up to the brim, and this one the glass broke, which is really common when you're opening beers, just for the neck just to break like that. So.
Uncommon. However, we're going to check these out.
Yeah.
So, Ross, let's dive in here. Let's see what we've got. Was it worth it? I don't know, but let's find out.
All right,
So, what are we trying first?
So the first one we here have is the barrel-aged Sasquatch. So these are all Sasquatch beers. Let's just get that out in front. They're just different variants of them. This one is aged in whiskey barrels with vanilla and cocoa nibs, and this one comes in at 10.3%, we think. We tried to find it. It's not on the bottle anywhere, but we tried to look it up online. That's what we're believing it's coming in at. So let's get a little nose on it.
Get a little nose on it. Sasquatch for the first time on Milwaukee Beer Review. It smells pretty fucking
I mean,
good.
it smells good. It smells like a really good whiskey barrel age. Again, whiskey barrel age, which is different. We drink a lot of bourbon barrel age. So I always like a little whiskey. Adds a little bit more like sweetness, a little bit of harshness normally when we get them, but
There's no weird smell on this at all.
no, not at all. It smells like it should.
It smells like whiskey, and there's that vanilla chocolate sweetness behind it,
Yeah.
too. Like, all those notes are coming through on the nose.
Yeah. I don't smell any glass particles, so that's good.
Thankfully, you were able to remove
Yeah.
them from the equation. I mean, it smells really good, actually. Let's check it out.
Sure. Cheers.
2017 Sasquatch.
Tastes
Pretty cold. It's
cold. It tastes very flat. Like the carbonation just isn't there at all for me. Definitely get some good like vanilla notes to it. It just tastes like it's maybe past its prime. Is the best way I can put it.
It tastes a... I think to your point of like, it tastes a little bit watered down.
Yes.
I hope that's not what actually happened to this beer. I don't think so. There's a little bit of sludge in this glass if you see it on mine.
Oh, yeah, yep.
I don't know how long this beer was expected to be aged. We're talking 5 years now. So that's a long time.
Yeah.
At least as what we anticipate it being. But the nose is good. The flavor profile is a little bit vanilla forward, but thin. Very thin on the flavor profile. I mean, there's some weird floaty thing happening in there,
I've had enough of that. It's, to me, like, I wish I could have had this fresh in its prime, because I think it's actually been a really good beer. This, to me, though, doesn't taste... It tastes past its prime, flat out. It tastes like it's something that maybe shouldn't have aged as long as it has. So,
agreed. Untappd?
I don't feel right. I'm only giving it this because the flavor profiles feel like they would have been there. I'm going to say 2.5. So, because I just don't think it's good anymore. I don't think it's supposed to be this old. But there's a nice vanilla twinge. I think would have been really good if we would have had this.
I think this Sasquatch from what we assume to be 2017 in 2022, 2.5 seems about right.
Yeah.
It's not fantastic. It smells a lot better than the actual flavor profile. Yeah. It's unfortunate.
Yeah.
This happens, right?
Yeah,
With
exactly.
Aged beers,
Yeah,
for sure.
aged beers are going to run into this from time to time. So.
Yep. All right.
What's
so
next?
Up next, so this was the duct tape beer. God, I hope that it is not something weird in here. But this is the barrel-aged birthday Sasquatch. So what's interesting about this one is that it is an imperial chocolate milk stout aged with double chocolate fudge and marshmallows. So this should, in theory, be pretty solid. We assume this is also from 2017, same brewery, 903. We've actually got some fresh stuff from them, which is really, really solid. So I'm excited to see what this one is like, what we assume to be 5 years later.
Let's give it a shot. Get a little nose on it.
Get a little nose. Ooh.
I'm definitely getting that like fudginess, that like sweet fudginess coming off of it for me. And being a milk stout, I think that's going to be a very prominent flavor profile on this one, because they just kind of go hand in hand, the fudge and the milk stout.
I'm almost getting like a cinnamony, like birthday cake, like almost like angel food cake type note on the nose from this. It smells actually really good.
It smells
similar
solid.
to the first one. It smells very, very good.
It smells how you want it to smell.
100%.
I think some of what you're getting, though, is that cinnamon. I think it's actually the toastiness from the marshmallow.
Could be.
I think that's more what it is. Not so much like the cinnamon. I think it's more of toast note. But that's what I'm getting. I mean,
What we assume to be 5 years later, though.
Yeah.
That's pretty amazing for that to hold on.
Yeah.
All right. Let's check it out.
Cheers.
Cheers.
I mean, flat out similar to the first one. It just tastes, there's no carbonation. There's some of the notes that want to come out, but it's just not there because it just is. I think this is, again, I think it's the one that's past its prime. So, but I mean, the flavor's good. It doesn't taste.
This one's got more flavor than the first one. I don't think this one seems watered down. I feel like it's missing something, but it's definitely more cinnamon. It's not fudgy. It's not even necessarily marshmallowy. I guess maybe like burnt marshmallow. I'm getting a little bit of that. But it's not as advertised 5 years later. It's not. It's just not. It feels thin. It feels thin.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
So you said you got some of the stuff fresh. Where did you get the fresh stuff? Like, where have you bought this recently?
3 Cellars.
3 Cellars? Okay. So that's good to know. Because, I mean, it's one of those things for me, like, I really wish I could have tasted these fresh, because I can feel like those flavor profiles want to come out. But the beer's so flat to me, and there's such flat flavors across the board. There's no depth to anything with this.
And these have been sitting in the cellar for a while.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, again, when we say that, like, sometimes beer just shouldn't be aged. I mean, this kind of feels like one of those.
This is a perfect example.
Yeah,
this
exactly.
and the previous one, the previous Sasquatch, perfect examples.
Yeah. So where are you sticking this on Untappd?
I'm going to go, I think this is better than the 2017, what we assume to be 2017 Sasquatch. I'm going to go with 3 on this because I actually do like some of the flavor profiles here. I do think this is a very drinkable beer. For a barrel-aged birthday stout, though, it's not even close to where some of the other good beers that we've had are. So that's where I'm going to put it. I'm going to put it at 3.
I'm gonna put it right next to the same one, 2.5 again. Okay. And again, I'm giving a beer a 2.5 that is well past its prime, which tells you a lot about like the flavors that are coming off of it. It's just not there. So.
I think that's fair.
Same.
I think that's fair.
All right, so last we have again another Sasquatch. This one is the barrel-aged maple Sasquatch. So this one again, this one actually comes in at 12%. Other than the previous two that came in at 10.3%. So this is the.
We are on Milwaukee Beer Review ABV level.
Exactly. We also believe this one came from 2017, given the multitude of 2017 beers we got within that batch. Everything just seems to make sense. So let's get a little nose on it. So this is the first one, I think, between the 3 of them where the flavor profiles they say are in it don't come out on the nose.
They don't.
This one actually smells like much more barrel aged, I think, than the previous 2. I'm getting more of that bourbon notes than the other 2. I'm getting no maple on this one, which is odd because maple's a very strong flavor in beer. I'm getting none of that.
Maple Sasquatch. Barrel-aged chocolate milk stout with maple. It's pretty basic. There's a bit of a maple note on there if you're really stretching for it. A little bit of a syrup note. You shouldn't have
to stretch for maple.
You shouldn't have to. I hope it's there in the palate. I really do.
All right.
All right. Cheers.
Cheers. No, there's just nothing there.
Damn.
It's unfortunate.
That's sad.
It's unfortunate.
I was really excited about these.
I know, me too. And again, we're gonna do this from time to time. I mean, I'll say this: they haven't gone bad. Like there's difference between like going bad and being sour, and just losing flavor profiles and losing like the carbonation.
None of these are undrinkable.
Exactly. Yeah.
They're just unfortunately
they're flat,
well past their time.
Yeah, exactly.
Well past their prime.
Yeah. I think the highlight of this so far though is again the first 2. What we're getting on the nose, the slight flavor profiles you're getting are still like they still taste amazing. It's just the beer doesn't taste like beer anymore. For this one, again, we're going on Untappd and look at this one. I actually think this is slightly lower. I'm going to give this 2.25. Compared to the other 2, I think it's because lacking. There's no maple to it. There's no milk stoutiness to it. There's no chocolate to it. So I'm just gonna give it 2.25.
I'm gonna give it a 2.
Okay.
I'm really disappointed in this one. I expected something profound to come out of this beer. It didn't happen. Doesn't mean it's bad. Doesn't mean it wasn't what it should have been at the beginning. Mm-hmm. But for those of you that are watching that age beers, this is just some reality, right?
Yeah.
This is a reality check in that not every beer you have is going to be better aged. If you have the opportunity, you buy a couple of versions of that same beer, drink it now, drink it later if you really want to. If it's really, really good when you drink it initially, don't sit on it.
Yeah.
Just drink the other one. I love aging beer. It's a lot of fun. This is a perfect example of a reason why not to do it, though.
Agreed.
I'm just going to be honest.
Agreed.
That's it.
That's all we got.
That's all we got. So, all right. So, 903, not the greatest first impression. Not necessarily 903's fault. Nope. I've had some good stuff from them that's actually fresh and recent. So unfortunately, this stuff didn't hold up to the test of time, but check us out on the rest of our social media channels. We are on Twitter, we are on Untappd, we are on Instagram, we are on Facebook, we are here on YouTube. So like, comment, subscribe. We are looking forward to hearing your thoughts. If you've had these, if you have them in your cellar, yeah, good luck to you.
Yeah.
And we'll see all of you in a future episode.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye.